Hello everyone. First of all, thank you very much for joining this meetup, Calicut meetup group. So this is our 11th meetup that's we are conducting, and these are our organizers. John and Fatima is not with us now because of they have few health issues, so they didn't join us. And myself, Anup Ramachandran, I'm working as an integration architect for NJC Labs. And that's what I do. And I also do take trainings for Mulesoft for architecture courses and development courses. That's what pretty much I do day in day out every day. Yeah. I'm also be active in community as well. Yeah. Thank you. And yeah, so this particular is important for us because just a safe harbor statement. We are just committing that it is for the community that we are doing, and it is we are doing it at our individual capacity. Though though we are coming from different companies or same companies, we are not representing any companies here. So it is for the community, done by the individuals. Okay, and not really not for any promotional activities as well. And some of the housekeepings. So we'll be recording this meetup, and we'll be uploading that in our group, so that it can be viewed for everyone. And feel free to ask. I've enabled presenter mode for everyone. Please, you can unmute and speak whenever you feel like, or you can also post your questions in the chat, and so that it is more interactive session, and we and you learn together from it. Yeah. And also feedbacks are very important. You give us feedback so that we are bound to provide quality content for the team, for the meetups, and bring in quality to these kind of meetups. Yeah. And our speaker is Sham. So he is a Mulesoft expert and a Mulesoft mentor, and the founder of DataWeave Fun. I must thank you, Sham, for joining us in this event, and I appreciate your contributions to the Mulesoft. Um, it's simply superb. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Sham.
Yeah,
I'll hand it over to you. Yeah.
thank you, Anup. Um, okay, maybe let me introduce myself. Like I'm working as an engineering leader at Tricon Infotech. So I have more than 13 plus years of total experience, mostly in the Java domain. So I, I've also I've started MuleSoft learning with Mule 3 and then Mule 4, and I'm certified MuleSoft developer and architect.
Okay.
And also I'm a leader of Patna Mulesoft meetup group. And also like in free my time, I always check Mulesoft help forum and try to answer most of the questions. Maybe most of the questions I have answered that is related to the database. And even I've created a uh, website also called DataWeave Fun and a LinkedIn page. So where generally share all the concept related to the.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you can stop sharing screen and then I will
Yeah.
share.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, I've stopped sharing.
Yeah. Um, Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, yes, your screen is visible. Yeah.
So today agenda is like how we can use uh, Visual Studio Code in better way for the data weave development. So our agenda is like first we will go through the data weave, then data weave library extension. What is it? Then how we can develop the data weave library in Visual Studio Code. Its feature. I will try to cover all the single features of data weave library extensions. Then later we will come to packaging and deployment of database library to the AnyPoint Exchange, and we will go with all these things with a demo.
Yeah.
So I think most of you are aware like what is database language. So this is a programming language designed by Mulesoft for the data transformation. So generally, I'm not go much detail on this DataWeave. So here you can see, like, for example, you can see like you will receive a CSV file as input, and we have to convert into the JSON object, or maybe we will get a JSON object and we have to convert into the XML. So here you can see this is the input payload, and here we have to write that script, and then we will get the expected output is with minimal script which we have to write in the database, and it will do the transformation. So I think most of you are aware of this database language, so I'm not going much detail in this one, but uh, how we can develop this using the database Visual Studio Code, that is the agenda for today. So I think most of you are aware, like data. If we have to write some logic in DataWeave, so these are the options like Anypoint Studio, DataWeave Online Playground, DataWeave CLI, Visual Studio Code. I have just done a poll in my LinkedIn page, so these are the responses. So people prefer DataWeave Online Playground for initial testing of any DataWeave logic. Then it comes Anypoint Studio, Visual Studio Code, and DataWeave CLI, like only 2%. But there are lots of more features available in the Visual Studio Code which we can do. Even like if we have large payload, like 1 MB or something like that, then you will not be able to test it out in the DataWeave Online Playground, but that you can test it out in the Visual Studio Code easily. So yeah, let's see. And here you can see, like, even like we got that 309 votes. According to that, these are the data. So like let's come back to the DataWeave library extension. So I think most of you are aware, if you are uh, worked in the front end side. So for front end, I think Visual Studio Code is one of the favorite IDE, and there is a one plugin called DataWeave Extensions. So DataWeave, just you have to install that plugin. Then this feature is available to use in the DataWeave plugin into the Visual Studio. So we have two capabilities, like in DataWeave library extensions give you the capabilities to create a DataWeave modules and mappings. Okay, we will come to more into these details, what is module and mapping, in the next slide. Okay, and even like you don't have to work in the Anypoint Studio, and you are aware that Anypoint Studio is sometime it is very slow or something like that, but that is not the case with Visual Studio Code. Okay, so you can write any database module and mapping outside of the Mule applications. So how we can do that, we will see in today's demo. And also like you can do the instant execution of database mapping. So just you have to add the script and you can see the output. Even you can include the live preview of the database transformation. Just you have to enable that live preview. You will see that transformation. And also like it has full language support of database. Even like you it has feature of auto completion, so you don't have to write complete code. If you have written maps, so other things will be automatically written. That is also one of the feature in the online playground. Then one of the thing is navigation, also you can do from that place where it is used, from where it is coming, so you can go navigate it. You can do easily refactoring. If you have to refactor that uh, local variable or something, you can just you have to right click and do the refactoring. Formatting, quick fixes, there are some quick fixes also they will suggest, like you have to write in this way, not in this way. So there these are the suggestions this library extension will provide. And even like there is some error, so they will highlight that also, like syntax highlighting. And also one of the most important features, like you can debug the uh, DataWeave mapping files. So you can do the debugging, just put a breakpoint and you can see that like what is the value in that one. So this is one of the features uh, mm, which we can see today.
Yeah.
And also, like after that, once it is ready, like module and mapping file is ready, so automatically you can generate the documentation. Just you have to fill minor things, and then it is, and then you when you will publish into the exchange, then documentations, like everyone will go with documentation, like what is the function, what it is doing, like input and output and this thing. And also, like once this is done, it has complete Maven plugins lifecycle. Like you can do the packaging, deployment, and then it will publish to the exchange. And also, like it has one more features, that is you can do the unit testing and integration test case also you can write it. So how we can do this, we will come into the later demo part. So the basic requirement is like, first, I think you most of you know that for Mule we need either Java 8 or 11. Okay, so the same is requirement is for the Visual Studio Code also. You must have Java 8 or 11, and also Apache Maven is like, this is the minimum version. This is supporting 3.6.3. Then you need Microsoft Visual Studio Code for your specific operating system. Just you have to go there and download it. Then after that, once Visual Studio Code is ready, just you have to install this plugin, DataWeave 2.0 beta library. This was launched last year, like this extension library. Still it is in beta. So even I have written first article on this topic last year in April month. So it is more than 1.5 year, you can say, it was launched. So how we can write that? Let's see. First, see. Let me open something terminal. So here you can see. First, let's check. Oh, so my system has Java version, so we are good to go. Then you can check the Maven version also. Here also you can see like 3.8.5. So we are good to go. Now you have to download that Visual Studio Code. So you can go and search Visual Studio Code, Google it. So here you can see the first one. Just open it, and here you can see like you have to install this Visual Studio Code. Here you can see like if you have Mac OS, so you can go and download this one. You have Windows, then you can go and install this one. So for the your specific Windows version, just go and install it. Once installation is done, so it looks like this. Okay, so I've opened this one, Visual Studio Code. Okay, so after this, you have to install that DataWeave. So you have to go to the extension. So and here you can search for DataWeave. It is already installed. Here you can see DataWeave 2.0, that is already installed, and here you can see the version and this thing. And also, like recently, Mulesoft was launched the Any Point Code Builder also, that you can install it, the complete package. And even maybe we can cover that one in different session. So here you can see once it is installed, here you can see DataWeave extension support. Okay, and these are the features which is available in the DataWeave 2.0 beta version. So I will go one by one. Okay, so even you can see, let me come to that. Let me close this one. Okay, so even you don't have to create any new project. You can create just simple file, and you are able to run that DataWeave logic in Visual Studio Code. So you don't have to create a project. Even just open that DWL file, you are able to run that up DataWeave logic in Visual Studio Code. So what I will go, just I will create start new file. Okay, I will choose the text file, and here you can see it is asking like select a language. Okay, so maybe I will select. Then here you can see there are lots of language available, but we have to go with DataWeave. So I will select DataWeave. Okay, and here you can see untitled one. Here you can see run mapping is coming. So let the first starting point is like we have to specify the version, then output should be there. Even you can see I am writing it and it is giving some suggestion also. Then let me payload. Okay, but there is no payload. Let's see. I think I have created this file is already created, so that's why it is showing 1234. But maybe you can save this with another name like new file. Okay, text file, select a language, and then DataWeave. Let me copy again this thing. So here you can see in this one you can see like there is no defined sample data. So earlier I have created with untitled one, but here you can see we are getting that option also. Let me copy this thing, and here we have not defined that sample data. So just you have to click on that one, define sample data, and it will ask payload.json. Let me create that one, and by default it is going message hello world. When you run this one, I will not save it. Okay, when you run this one, so it will pick the payload, that sample data from this file. So where it is created sample data. So here you can see like untitled 2. So here you can see it is creating under the folder DW samples and titled untitled 2 playground input and payload.json. When you run this one, it will give you the expected result. When you change that like hello world, Calicut group. Okay, so let's run it again. So here you can see we are getting the expected output. So it is not necessary you have to create a project in the Visual Studio Code. You can go and just create a sample file, or maybe you can create a DWL file, and just you can open that into the Visual Studio Code, and you can start working on this one. No need to create a project. But I will come when the project will be needed. And there is one more options. Generally, what we will do, like we will go prefer.
Sorry to interrupt. One question I had, that payload.json, do we have to keep that payload.json file in the same folder we have that DWL file? Only then it will work?
Yeah.
Okay.
By default, yeah, there is a like a structure like where it is defined. Okay, so here you can see DW. Even like if you save this file, like save it with some name or something.
Okay.
So let me try. So here you can see I will save it Calicut. Okay, so now here you can see I have saved this file as Calicut. So I have some
Yeah.
okay, that is fine. So here you can see now it is showing some error, like so.
Okay.
So we have to define this sample data again. Okay, and it will create in similar fashion. See here you can see .dw samples, that for where we the file name, then playground inputs and payload.json, and then when we will run this, we will see that hello world. Okay,
Okay. Okay. That's great. That's great. Yeah. Thanks, man.
and these are the things you will not see in any documentation, anything anywhere.
Oh, is it?
Okay, and one more thing, like uh, generally people will prefer this one, DataWeave Mulesoft learn and this thing. People will go there, and here you can see uh, let me 1234, and then some logic. I'm just adding that payload. Okay, people will prefer here. From here also you can do export. Okay, it export is done. Now you can import this into the any point Visual Studio Code also. It's the same code. Okay, so here uh, let me close this one. Here you can see open folder is one option. So if you go to the download, this is the one like which was created. Okay. Let me go to the download. So this is the one which was downloaded. So I have to extract that one. So that is extracted as my project 4. So just I am going to import that one. You cannot import the zip file, so you have to extract that one. So I will go again, open folder, my project 4, just open it. So here you can see the same thing, main, here you can see sum of payload, we are getting it. And where it is the input payload, that is there in the test DW resources, main playground input payload.json. From here, it will pick it up. And here you can see sum of payload. And if you run it, it will give you the response as 10. So in this way also you can do it. If you're not able to, if you have large payload, if you have pasted there and that is not working or something, you can import it here and you can start working. So you don't have to worry about that creating the project structure and this thing that is already created. Just you have to create here and you are able to use it. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thanks, man.
If you have any question and you can ask in the chat. I'm going very slow. It will take much time, but I will cover all the things.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. Uh, we have done this. Now, one of the feature is called like you can see the internal function definition in the Visual Studio Code also. If you go to the sum is internal function. Something is provided by DataWeave library. So when you click on that one, it will when you hover this one, it will give you the documentation like returns the sum of numeric values in an array, returns 0 if the array is empty, and produces an array when none numeric values are in the array. So this is the, here you can see example. So this is the documentation when we write any function, when we have to create a documentation for that one, this will do. Okay. So when we have to see that internal function, how it is written, just we have to click on that one, right click, go to definition, click on the go to definition. So here you can see function. This is part of code library. Okay. How it is written, we are getting like some input is array of number. Okay. If you are passing any other things apart from the number, it will give you error. Okay. Now how it is written, it is internally using reduce function. And here you can see accumulator, we are iterating it and just we are appending summing it up and we are getting that values. If there is no value, default is 0. So in this way you can see like how it is written. And here you can see other function also, you can see this is the documentation, the green part. Here you can see the minimum function mean. Okay. So in this way you can see the internal function definition also. This is one of the thing. Okay. Any question? Hope no.
As of now, we don't have any questions. Yeah, but
The
this is great.
next thing is like debugging. Let's see that one first. That is one of the most important thing. Here you can see like when we write map. So it is when we click on this one, it will write other things also like item index. This thing you don't have to auto completion is this is one of the feature. Okay, and here just I have added written item something is there. What you can do, just here you can see when I hover here, you can see like red mark is there. When you click on that one, so this is a breakpoint. Okay, so we have added the breakpoint. Okay, so now we have to debug it. So for debugging it, we have an option called run and debug. You can go there, click on that one. It will ask select debugger. So I will choose, we have to choose DataWeave. Now it is running. It will take some time. Here you can see like it is clean, test, compile, and this thing. After that, it will come to that breakpoint. And then we have to choose that file name, that is main.dwl. So just you have to choose that one. So here you can see it is coming here. Here you can see the break, like debugging all the points, like go to inside, step over, step into, step out. Maybe you have done the debugging in another things, maybe in Java or JavaScript. These are the features how we can debug it. So here you can see this is the item. The first item, the payload is 1234. Payload is 1234. The first value is coming as item 1 and 0. Okay. If you have to see the any other operation, maybe you can add here also, like expression to watch. So maybe I will add item plus 1. Okay. So here you can see I'm getting the value as 2. Even if you don't have to watch that one, if you have to evaluate anything like item plus, so here also you can write and see the result. Item plus 10. So I'm getting 11. Item plus something I will do. Yeah. So it is giving one sham. So in this way you can debug it and you can check it, like if something is not working, you can just write it here and you can see the value, what is the value there. Let's go another one level. So here you can see the next item is 2 and index is 1, 0, 1. And here you can see the in the watch section you can see that I'm doing item plus 1. So it is the second element. So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Now if you have to do any other operations, you can type here also, like so. Here you can see we are getting some value and you can test it out. So this is one of the features which you can, if something is not working, just come to the data Visual Studio Code, add a breakpoint, do the debugging. Yeah. So here you can see I'm skipping it, and then after that you can here you also you can see that the final output that is coming as 1 2 3 4, and here also here you can see. So in this way you can debug it any data with logic. Okay.
Okay, yeah, got it. Very interesting. Yeah. One question here, Shyam. So usually, right, we would in database we would want to play around with multiple data, for
Payload.
example, a payload.
Yeah, yeah, that I will come.
Okay, okay, fine. Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now the next thing is like we have something called variable also. Sometimes we have to declare. Maybe we have some multiple payload also. That also you can define here. So here you can see this is the payload.json. So here you can see this is the file main playground input and payload.json. So here you can create another payload also called product.json, and here you can define uh,
Okay.
okay. So here you can see we have defined product.json. So how you can read it, just you can define this is the name which you can write it here and it will show you, like here you can see we are getting that value. So in this way, like if you have multiple input payload, you can define here payload.json, product.json. You can define variable also. So in the input section, you have to create one folder called was something. Okay. And there you can create maybe we have called customer.json. Okay. And let me go to customer.json and let me add. I've added that customer.json. How we can read it? Just type wires. This is the folder name. Okay. Then customer, and it will give you that mm, output.
Okay.
So in this way, like if you have multiple payload, you can define it here. If you have variable, just create a variable payload, wires folder, and then it will work like that. One
Okay.
more thing, this is the thing, and you can enable that auto preview also. Every time you are seeing me, like we have to click on this button, then we are getting that preview. You can enable the auto preview also. Like, let me see. We have type payload. So here you can see we are getting that output. And if we change that output something like called 5, so in the preview also you can see preview output, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hmm. Okay.
So generally I disable it. Every time when I will do the changes, I will click on this one, then we will be able to see it.
Okay. Is it does it have any performance issues? No.
No, no, nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is the thing, and I'm not started that module and this thing. I will come to that one. Also, one more thing. There are some uh, something we can do. Mhm. Sometime they are suggesting some auto fixes also. Like this is not valid things. So here you can see we are getting some yellow marks, and they are giving checking impedance with size of is not performant use. So it is giving some like warning or something, and they are giving some suggestion also what is the best approach. So here you can see there is a plus icon. So they are suggesting with replace with is empty function call. Instead of checking with size of Siam is equal to 0, you can replace with is empty.
Hmm. Okay.
So these are the some uh, uh, auto suggestion provided by them. So let me show you one more. Like I've created something called, okay. Sometime what we will do, we are we have written like code like this one. A dot name is equal to null, then it should be blank name, okay, else a dot name. But this is not a good way to. So here you can see what is the error they are showing. So using if expression is equal to null when it can be replaced with default. So comparing Siam with null always return false. Okay. So it will be good to go with what they are suggesting. It can be replaced with default. So if you click on this one and replace with default expression, so a dot name default black name. So these are the quick fixes suggested by the DataWeave library plugin.
Okay.
Okay, let's come back to the our slide again. So yeah, so let's come back to the DataWeave libraries. So that are the features of DataWeave plugin, DataWeave to DataWeave Meetup plugin in the Visual Studio. So now come back to the libraries. So library is like a reusable package of DataWeave module and mapping files and resource files such as JSON, XML, and CSV. So that to develop the DataWeave library, first we have to create a new DataWeave project in the Visual Studio Code, and then you can create, review, and test custom mapping and modules. These are the things which we can do. We will see in the mapping. Even like I've covered this one, like you can create your mapping without creating a DataWeave project. So you can create a DWL file directly open in the Visual Studio Code, you are able to use it. Now let's come back to the what are modules and mapping. So generally, like in the DataWeave library, we will write modules file. So DataWeave modules can define, like in the DataWeave modules, there are only four things which we can define. One is function, reusable function, variables, types, and namespace. So these are the four things which we can define. And you can import these modules into the DataWeave script to use these features. So we can we have to import it, and then we can use it in the complete DataWeave script where we have to write. So DataWeave module cannot contain output directive, like there will be no output directive like output application JSON and something. Body expression, there is no body expression or the separator. Only these four things which can be we can define in the DataWeave modules. In the mapping files, that is like a type of module that contains a complete DataWeave script. So in mapping file, you can have everything like body expression, output directive, separator, everything, and you can use that one into the DataWeave script or reference in the Mule component. So maybe let me okay, let me go into the next slide. So when we will create a DataWeave project structure, so how it will look like. So when you create a DataWeave library project in the Visual Studio Code, so here you can see like src main DW. So all the mapping and module files that will come into this folder. Then we have resources. Then we have test, and here you can see like this is a for module file. We have to write the unit test case. For the mapping file, the complete that we will have an integration test case. So how we can generate these two type of test case, we will see. And for these two DWL file, we have a reference payload. So here you can see like payload authorization. So this will be the input payload for this my mapping file. Okay. This is the shape test scenario. So that is for the integration test case. Scenario based used for the integration test case. We will come into this into much detail. And also like I think I've covered this one like auto completion. Here you can see like if we write map, it is showing all the thing item index and this thing they are doing filter, then these things are written already. So these are the like auto completion, one of the features. Live preview I have seen, just we have to enable that right click and enable the live preview, or you have to click on this arrow, then you will see that preview output. The next thing is like testing, which I will cover. Debugging I have shown you, just you have to put the breakpoint and then you can see that the values coming there and you can debug it. We have a debug console also where we have to just put the expression and you will see the output. Now like these are the features like validations. If there is any error, so it will become like the file become red, like file name become red, so there is some error. However, if you hovering it, you will see the complete documentation. You can extract that variable also. Go to definition, we have seen that like internal function definition for the sum function. Document symbol formatting also you can do like right click and then you will see that formatting option. You can see the font differences, so you can see like where this function will be used, so you can see that differences also. Highlight, rename symbol, this is very easy, just you have to click on that one and rename it. Quick fixes, we have seen that um, for that empty and default things. There are other quick fixes also. Then we have docs auto generation. This is for the DataWeave library which we are going to create, and then we have a dependency management. I will come this one into the later part. So how we can create a DataWeave library project? So for that one, just you have to go to the command palette. Okay. Then we have to click DataWeave create new library project. Okay, then you have to provide organization ID, like from the any point platform you will get the organization ID. For now I am keeping the same, later I will change it. Okay, yeah. Example, artifact ID. So maybe I will write Calicut Meetup. Version, you can keep it. Example project. Okay, I created that one. I put Calicut DW library, where we have to create it. Okay, then press enter to confirm. Okay, so it is created, and this is asking like, do you want to open the new project in new window? Let's see. Yes. So here you can see this is imported, and here you can see the same structure. Here you can see my module.dwl file is there, and here you can see then my mapping file is there. So here this is a one function, like always return hello world. So when we are running it here, so this is the mapping. In my module I have already told like you have to, there will be only four things. Let me write it here. So here you can see we can generate the DataWeave documentation. So if you have to create a like DataWeave documentation for this one, hello world, just you have to click on this one. It will create a complete structure. This thing here you can see like some of the things are empty. Just you have to fill it out, like source, date, output. So you can fill it out that part, and then we are good. Even you here you can see hello world. So we are getting that. So these are the my module file. Okay, and then we have a variable, then we have a function. We can define the user also, and we can define the namespace also. How we can use it? So here you can see my mapping hello world. Okay, if you remove this one, so it is giving some error. So here you can see the file name is in red color. So what we can do, view the quick, so if you over that one, so it will give you the error, unable to resolve reference of hello world. View the problem, or you can go for the quick fix. So quick fix, it is suggesting like you have to import this hello world from this module. Once it's imported, you can see the error is gone. Red color is also gone. If you click this one, you will see that output hello world. And we have defined other things also in the my module file, like variable. Okay, so let's see how we can access that one. Name, we have written name, but it is showing some error, but we have to import that one, right? So you have to click on that one, import name from my module. So here you can see we are getting that one. So if any variable like it is widely used or somewhere like multiple projects, so you can create a library, deploy into the exchange, and then in each project you can import that library and reuse it. Like some of the things like recently I've created one module function, like converting Salesforce ID from 15 to 18. So that function can be reused in multiple Salesforce project. Okay, uh, so that we can publish into in some of the features, like in the library. Later we can import it in all the project and we can reuse it. Okay, so this is the way. Let me this we can have like type also or name as space also. So let me go to the exchange. So this is, let me refresh it. So here you can see like these are the DataWeave libraries. Even I'm not logged in. So here you can see like these are the some of the DataWeave library published by Mulesoft organization. So what I'm going to do today, I'll be creating a one of the functions from the DataWeave analytics library. So so this is the like a documentation, like it will create a documentation like this. Here you can see like we have provided some example, and this is the example. Maybe you can go to the common. Here you can see the summary. If you go to the statistics, so here there are, you can see like there are multiple function available like frequency, mean, median, modes, qualities of steady variance and variance. So these are the some statistics libraries uh, created by Mulesoft organization. So I will pick it up one of the functions called frequency. So here you can see like what are the features, like here you can see analytics, and then we have a statistics, and there we have a function called frequency. So what it will do, like we have input of called array, okay, and it will give you the frequency like how much time it is coming, like one it is, it occurrences is 3, 1 1 1, it is coming 3 times, then 2 is coming twice, 11 is coming 1. So I'm going to create a library for like similar function for these frequencies. Okay, any question till now?
Not as of yeah. So folks, like please feel free to post your questions. You can either unmute and talk, or you can just post your questions on the chat. Yeah.
Okay, so our we have to create a function for this one. Okay, 1 2 and this thing. So what I will do, I will go here in DW. I will create a one folder called, I will, let's stats. Okay, and here we will create a file called analytics.dwl. Okay, and this is a module file. So okay, file, and we have to create a function called frequency something. Okay, which I will come later. Maybe we will first I will write some logic here. So we have an input called, what is the input? Let's say this one. Okay. Let's see. We need output like this, right? This is like my approach. Like when I am writing any function or anything, I will write the input and output there. Then I will start working on that one. So this is the, like for this one I have to write one function. So first we have to get the unique values. Here you can see 1 1 1 to 11. So what I will do, a, and then we have to do something distinct by, okay, dollar. We got that 1 to 11. Now we will go one by one. Just now we can go with value 1. Okay, then we will do the mapping. Okay, value in item. So we are getting like this one is done. Now we have to add this thing, right? Occurrences also. So let me add this one. how we can find it out. Okay, so we have this thing. Okay, if I will do this a find item, so it will give you something like 034, like where it is there. Maybe we can go with size of. Okay, and then it will come as the same output. Okay, but this is a complete mapping file, not a module. So we have to extract this into a function. Okay, so how we can do this? So you can just select it, and here you can see extract function. You have to define that function name. Let's see, we have defined it, but here you can see we are not passing any things like in the input. Okay, so we have to pass the input also. So here you can see maybe I'm passing data. Okay, so where it is data and data. Just I've changed it that name, and here we can pass that a variable, and one second, and it will give you the same thing, same result like values one. So this is like a our function is ready. So what I will do, I will move this function from this file to analytics one. Okay, and here you can see it is giving some error. So what we have to do, like quick fix, you have to import that one. So here you can see import frequencies from stats, analytics, stats. This is the folder name, and then this is the file name. And which function we are importing? The frequencies. Then if you run it, you will just see the same. If we change that something called 7, it will give you the 7 also. So in this way, you can write the function, but how we can write the unit test case? Our module is ready. I've created one function, but how we can write the unit test case? So here you can see like add unit test. Just you have to click on that one. It created some of the like test, unit test, frequencies. Okay. So what is the input? So input you can say like array or something. Okay. And what is the output we are getting it? This is array, right? So just I will pass something here in the input. The output should be object. Here you can see like object. We are not doing the actual testing. In unit testing, you have to do just the what will be the output type. So it is array. So mm, let it be array. Then here you can see our test case is ready and you have to run it. So here you can see green signal. Just you have to click on that one. It will run that test case. So here you can see it is running the test case, running test. It is coming there. And after that, you can define that like it should do something or something. You have to rename it like in proper way. Like we are doing some frequencies, it should be must array or something like that. You can add. Okay. So here you can see how we can write the unit test case. Some basic test case. Now let's come back to analytics like my mapping.dwl. Okay, here you can see like frequencies a is there something, or maybe you can define sample data here in the payload JSON, and here you can pass that input. We have, and here you can pass that instead of that one we are reading it from variable, you can pass it from the payload. If you run it, you will get some output. Okay. Now we have to write the test case for this mapping file. Okay. So just you have to click on this button. Okay. What happened? That is fine. You have to click on this one and it will create a scenario, new test scenarios. Okay. So, like maybe I will rename it frequency scenarios. Okay. So if you go to that, here you can see one test case is created, my mapping test.dwl, and this is like a integration test case. Okay. And here you can see we are providing complete uh, script my mapping dwl that will read from this file, and where they have to pick it up, the scenarios, my mapping frequency scenarios. So here you can see one, this should be the payload, and we are validating the output, exact output. Okay, in the my mapping test. So this is the like input and must equal to output from this one. So just you have to run this one also, and you will get that. It is running my mapping test. Here you can see. It will, I think I've covered most of the thing. So here you can see like integration test case is also running. Now, how we can deploy this into the exchange? Okay. So deployment part, let's see. So it has complete uh, features, like you can compile it, you can test the compiled source code using the DataWeave testing framework. So when you will do this, it will run all the unit test case and integration test case. You can generate the document also, then you can package it and you can deploy the document also. These are the two extra commands available in this DataWeave or libraries, generate documents and deploy documents. Then we have a deploy. So it will deploy your DataWeave library to your deployment target or upload the auto generated documentation to Exchange. Okay. So let me, how we can do the deployment. So here, go to the pom.xml file. So here in the, they are mentioned set your organization ID in the group ID. So we have to set the organization ID here. So we have to get the organization ID. So let me log in into my, I've created one of the account yesterday. So I will log in that one. We need to get that. So this is the organization ID. Okay. Let me put it up. And if you go to here, here you can see add exchange repository to publish your database library to exchange. So you have to uncomment this one. Okay. And here you have to pass that organization ID. Okay. This is for publishing it. If you have to consume it, then you have to add it in the repository section also. You can consume that and you can. So I will add here also. Okay. Our things is done. But one more thing, make sure you have the same repository configured in the setting.xml file. Otherwise, you will not be able to uh, see like deploy it. So here you can see I have defined the setting the file like exchange with same exchange and username and password. Okay. Let me go to the terminal. So this is the library. I will go to that one. Okay. And then I will type ambient clean deploy. So it will run like it will create build. First it is running the unit test case. Here you can see my mapping test is there. So it is running integration test case. Okay, my mapping that is done. Then it will generate some documentation also. Okay, and after that it will try to deploy into that anypoint exchange. So here you can see upload to exchange. These are the things. It is going fine. Okay. Publishing assets status is running. Publication status is completed. So it is creating some draft page for analytics, home, and this thing. Then it is updating the assets. Build success. Now you can verify this thing into the anypoint exchange. Go to the exchange. So here you can see I've created with Calicut DW library. Okay, and here you can see some of the pages automatically created by them. In the my module, we can see there are two functions. One is hello world and another is my func. By default, you can see here. In the my module, there are two functions called my function and hello world. Okay, and variable you can see name is there. So here you can see variable name is there, and type is user and name is space which I have created. So here you can see basic structure is created, but I have not added the example and this thing. So that later you can update it and update the documentation. In the analytics folder, you can see I've created a one function called frequencies. So here you can see we are able to see frequencies. So how we can consume it? So you have to click on this one, copy this one, and go to the AnyPointer Studio, add into the pom.xml file. Okay. I've added it. Let's see. It is downloading that test snapshot. And once it is downloaded, you can see here also somewhere. Hope it is downloaded. So here you can see Calicut Meetup. You can see that 1.0.0 snapshot. And even you can see that all the method. So here you can see analytics.dwl file, which we have written. Like here you can see fun frequencies. Same thing we have written here, right? Here you can see. And in the my module file, you can see the same thing which you have written there. Now you can use it the same thing into your test project also. So here you can see go to that. And let me. So let me delete this one example from I think this one was added from last meetup, that will be getting removed. Okay, so how you can test it out? Like here we are getting something frequencies, but we have to import this one, right? So how we have imported, like this thing, just go and add. It is resolving some metadata. Once that is done, it will show you that preview. Hope we are able to see that preview. Like any point of studio is slow, so sometime it will take some time. So here you can see that output like frequencies, value, occurrences, and this thing we are passing 1231. So in this way, like you can create a library and you can reuse it in the Mulesoft application. Yeah. Any questions now? I'm done.
Yep.
Open for any questions.
No, I think we are good.
Hope
Yep.
session is useful.
Yes, yes. It was very, very, very useful actually. At least I mean, I have learned a lot of things from this. I've been using this data view playground for all, and I've been recommending data view playground also. But now, from now on, I'll be starting recommending Visual Studio
And
Code.
also one more thing, like I missed to showcase, like you can import Java library also, and you can try it out in the Visual Studio Code. Some of the library, like Java library, like utility is related to the timer and these things, time and this thing. You cannot do it in online playground. You can
Yeah,
directly import that into that uh, Visual Studio Code and see. Even let me show you.
yeah,
1 second.
yeah. I'll just stop sharing then. Yeah.
So, uh,
Yeah, I'll stop sharing. Yeah, stop sharing. You need to share.
okay, I'm able to say. Okay, let me share my screen.
No, just stop sharing.
I'm not able to share my screen is visible.
No, your screen is not visible.
I'm
But
not able to share my screen.
is it?
Okay.
Okay. And let me share, and this is my screen, and I'll stop sharing once again.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about now?
Somehow I'm not able to share my screen. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. That is fine.
Yeah.
So even like I'm I've created a you can see like data we've I've created a project also called in the GitHub that is public, and you can try that one also. There I've added all the core functions and these things.
Yeah.
So I will share that
Would,
link.
would you like to share the GitHub link in the chat so that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Okay.
And even like I'm sharing all the things what that my website also. I've just recently created that one.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Any questions you can ask, or you can reach out to me anytime. I'm very much active in LinkedIn also. Anywhere you can see me.
Yeah, that's right. uh, Folks, like you can see, watch the video. I'll be uploading the video in the group, but you can always watch the video and post us any questions that you have. I will also help to reach Sham if and then answer all your questions. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sham, for this exciting session. I must tell you, like this session was very useful, and then it provides a good insight on to the Visual Studio Code actually, using DataWeave, right? So now. It's very important that we should be able to debug the code and do the things, and then write some generic library so that it can be useful for others as well, right? But yeah, you showed us a good way to understand these things. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, appreciate it. And also thank you all for joining us in this session. Thank you very much. And I would like to um, invite you for speaking in this Mulesoft meetup. You can speak of any topic of your interest. You can speak up in a meetup. You can contact us. So Sham is also a meetup leader. You can contact Sham if you'd like to speak in the Sham's meetup group as well. And you can check out our next meetups in the Calicut group. So it's meetup.mulesoft.com/Calicut, and also provide your feedbacks on Mulesoft at the rate Mulesoft.meetups at the rate Mulesoft.com. It's very important that you provide your feedback so that it will encourage us to provide understand if there are any hiccups and provide you with more really great content. Yeah. So, anything else? You would? Yep. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Would you like to uh, like have a chat? So, if anyone wants to have a chat, please feel free to hop on.
Hey, thanks, guys. Also, Shom, thank you so much. It's really informative session. Learned a lot, as Anup mentioned. Also, there's a lot of takeaway for me. as well. So we're writing data views inline in the project. So I think from now on, probably I'll start using libraries and VS Code as well. This really informative.
Informative, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Thanks, Ramchandran, for this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and that's it. Thanks everyone. Thank you everyone for. We'll see you on next meetup. Yeah, thanks.